What's going on YouTube? Marcus Crockett back with another video. In this video, I'm going to talk about my very first commercial cleaning account. So if you're new to the channel, if you've never seen me before, my name is Marcus Crockett. I own and operate a commercial cleaning company in Washington State. We've been in business since 2015. You know, business has not always been good, but we've definitely had more good than we've had bad. I'm now in a position where I'm able to employ people. I'm able to teach people. The business has grown to numbers that I never would have believed that we would have grown to when I filled out my LLC paperwork, back in 2015. I've exceeded expectations. So the main purpose of this channel is really just to take the information I have, be able to give it out in a digestible way to really shorten the learning curve for people who are, just starting, or maybe you're in and your business isn't moving at the trajectory that you thought it would. This channel is really just to shorten that learning curve. We also just started a brand new, it's free Facebook group, right? You can go ahead and join. I put the link to that in the first comment. But with all of that said, I'm gonna go ahead and get into how I got my very first commercial cleaning account. Okay, so when I decided I was gonna open a commercial cleaning company, I didn't have any experience. Let's get that out the way right now. I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew that I didn't want to live a life of regret. And I knew that if I would have stayed with my job that I was at before I decided to start my business, I would have done nothing but, just regret opportunities and regret not taking the chance that I could have taken. So with that said, I did like very, very minimum research, and I don't advise anyone to follow what I'm saying, right? This is what I did. If I can go back, I definitely still would have quit, but I would have done things just a little bit different to lessen the blow. But here it is. So this is what I did. I put in my, I sent the email, went to HR, verified everything, right? And I let them know I was leaving. I'm done, quit, right? So when I quit, I was like, you know what? I don't know how to do what I'm trying to do, but I'm gonna do it anyways. So I did what most people do. I joined a franchise, right? Now, back in 2015, there wasn't nearly as many resources that were available then as there is now, right? So I joined a franchise. I learned very quickly, right? And my first account was with a franchise. I bought in and I probably had like 5 or 6 different buildings, right? I learned very quickly that buying into a franchise is not what I want. It wasn't what I wanted for a couple of different reasons. I'll get to those in a second. But buying into the franchise, it made me feel like I bought a job. Okay, so the reasons why I say that, the reason why I say what I just said prior was, when you start your business, okay, when you decide, hey, I'm going to be self-employed. What I found is that most people, myself included, join for one of 2 reasons. One, they're going to join for freedom. 2, they're going to join because they're going to join for money, right? They're going to start become an entrepreneur because they want money. So it's either freedom or it's money, right? And with a franchise, I felt like I really wasn't getting either one. Like I just said, I felt like it was I was buying a job, right? I couldn't own anything. No matter how many accounts I had, no matter how close I became with the customers, no matter what I would do, go above and beyond, like I could never own those things. So it was at that moment, it was probably like 4 or 5, maybe 6 months in, I was like, hey, I need to figure out, how do I become completely independent, right? This is the only way to do it. It's the only way. So I have a sales background. I have a lot of background, and I've done, real estate. I've had jobs where I've done cold calling. I've sold things on my own. I've always had hustles and different things that I was involved with that involved selling, right? So selling and cold calling and none of that stuff it wasn't like it was unfamiliar, right? I knew how to do all of those things, but I didn't know how to fine tune things and package it in a way that looked good for business. So some of those things that I'm talking about, I never in my life had built a website. At that point, I'd never in my life ran Google ads. I've never set up a Google My Business. I didn't even know what SEO, search engine optimization, was. I didn't know what any of that stuff meant. All I knew was the flip, right? Like I'll invest this, say I invest $100 in something. Well, as long as I get $200 back, that's a win for me, right? So I did what I knew. I would go out, I would get, I would have flyers made. I had door hangers made, and and these things aren't cheap. It's not like, you're going to get them for, they're not cheap. You got to invest a little bit of money, especially if you want to look presentable in this market. You don't want to look like you just, threw something together. It has to be presentable. So I had all of these things made, thinking about the flip. Okay, I spend, say, for example, I don't know, maybe $400, right? I'm thinking, okay, if I can go out and I can make $800, maybe not up front, maybe I can get an account, that's, $200. I work it a couple months and then boom, I get my money back. So I'm going out, I'm passing out flyers on different buildings. I'm doing all of this stuff. I'm showing you basically the method that I showed. I'll put a video up top. I'm showing you this method in this video. But I spend that money and wait a little bit. I'm doing my follow-ups, wait a little bit, doing my follow-ups. And then boom, I finally get someone who's like, okay, we're looking for services. I've been meaning to get back in touch with you, but now can you come in on such and such date and we will, I will do a walkthrough. I'm like, okay, cool. Now, I just said all of the things that I didn't know how to do. Well, we're gonna add doing walkthroughs to the list. I didn't know how to do a walkthrough. I didn't know the questions I needed to ask. There was so many things I didn't know. So I go do the walkthrough. And even though all of the things that I don't know, the one thing that I did know was when a customer has a complaint in this specific type of dynamic, let them get their complaints off, especially if the complaints don't involve me. Let them get the complaints off. Look and see where they're right and where you can help them, right? This is sales experience that I'm taking from other industries, right? And I'm bringing it in and applying it to commercial cleaning. So we go around the building, right? And she's pointing out, this is a problem, and the dusting and the vacuuming and see that over there that's been there for weeks. We've named that fly in the window. We've just been waiting for someone to clean it up. They have all of these different complaints. I don't have enough industry knowledge to go off of to be able to do anything other than to validate what it is that she's saying and to let her know that those things won't be a problem if they decide to go with us. So while we're doing this, while we're doing this whole thing, and I'm definitely letting them do more talking because I don't really know what to talk about or to fill the dead air with other than just validation, and then just letting them know that we'll fix any problems, right? But I do have not information, but I have experience with the franchise and talking with other franchisees. I hear some of their complaints too. I ask her, I'm like, hey, by chance, is this company that's currently servicing you, and you don't have to say the name, but are they a franchise by chance? She says, you know what? They are a franchise. So I'm like, okay. So then everything that all of these other people, all these other franchisees have been telling me, and they've been in the business way longer than me, all the things that they've told me, it must be true because someone else is validating. I've experienced what they've said too, but someone else is now saying it. It's like they are a franchise. So I know this, all of the complaints that they are having, right? And it was everything. It was the dusting. It was the vacuuming. It was all of the signs from a franchisee that doesn't care. Like, they're showing all of the signs. Now, I don't know why they don't care. Maybe they don't care because they're burnt out. They could be burnt out because they're not making enough money, and they're not making enough money because typically franchises like to bid a lot lower just so that they can put someone into the building at just a little bit above minimum wage. They can make a profit, pay all their franchise fees, and then tax the franchisee, all the franchise and royalties and all of that stuff that comes with it. Okay, so they're frustrated, right? And I don't know why, but that's not my problem. All I'm here to do is to be able to solve this customer's problem, right? And be able to, let them know that we can do it, and hopefully they'll become a long customer. We'll have them for a long time. Okay. We exchange business cards, and I go home, and I don't even have an office. I don't have an office at this time. Everything I'm doing it from the kitchen table. I go home and I'm thinking, I'm kicking numbers around. And matter of fact, before I go on, like if you are in a franchise, and I'm not going to talk you out of, leaving the franchise, but I'll tell you this. If you're in a franchise right now, and I'll show you, right? I'll leave a link to a 15-minute consultation. If you're in a franchise right now, I will show you how you can make more money without actually having to take on any more accounts. I'll show you how to do that, and you can do it the day that we set up the day you set up the consultation. Just a 15-minute consultation. I'll show you how to do that. That way you can actually start making more money, or not paying out at least as much money as you were paying out before. So go back. So I'm at the dining room table and I'm trying to figure things out. I'm trying my best to figure stuff out, and I'm just like, okay. I'm doing like some quick math. I'm like, okay, well, this is it. I'm going to do it. I send her the proposal. Hey, based on, the scope of work, all the things we talked about, And my proposals back then don't look anything the way they look now. So based on all of that stuff, we can come in, we can do this at such and such amount, right? And she's like, you know what? I like you. You're presentable. You were knowledgeable. And I was just, I didn't feel like I was knowledgeable at the time. I was just, acknowledging what she was saying and then validating it. But she, responded with all of these things. And she's like, you know what, can you start on the 1st? Yes, absolutely. We can start on the 1st. So we go in, start on the 1st, and she's there. And she's like, and here's the other thing too. When I go and I do my walkthrough to get this account, I'm dressed in business attire. I got my polo. I have on some slacks. I have on nice shoes. I present myself as a business owner, right? It's very important when you're doing these walkthroughs. Present yourself as a business owner, not as a cleaner. So when I go there, it's late, and she's like, Marcus, I didn't expect to see you here. I got the impression that you were the owner. I was like, oh yeah, I am the owner. And I don't have any employees, right? I don't have any employees. It's me and my wife at the time. And I'm like, you know what? I am the owner, but I understand that you guys just went through, a traumatic experience. I want to be in this account hands-on and get it looking right before I put someone else in here, right? And the truth is, that was the truth. First off, I had to be in there because I didn't have anyone else to work. But I do want to be able to get in and have hands-on experience. One, because I don't have that much experience in the industry. I need to learn these accounts. I need to know these accounts before I put someone else in. And the crazy thing is like, I'm thinking about this account right now. We actually still have this account. We still have this account to this day. It's like all those years ago, we still have it. She's no longer the decision maker at that level. I think she got that role maybe like a month before we actually took on the job. She's now like an executive director where her office is way in the back. We just spoke not too long ago. And when we do speak, business is like really quick because she knows like if there's a problem, she's gonna reach out, I'm gonna get it fixed. Business, we talk really quick for business, then it's on to other things. How are your kids? How are your grandkids? She asked me about my kids. She's, oh my gosh, I remember when you got there, your son was in kindergarten, or, we have a long history, right? And it's not like this account is, it's not paying us, thousands and thousands of dollars a month. I think this account maybe give us maybe like $700 a month, somewhere around there. It's not paying us a lot of money. But it's not so much about the money, especially at that time, because what I didn't say, one of the things that I left out was when I sent the proposal, it was an enthusiastic yes, which let me know that I underbid in the first place. But getting this account, and when you get your first account in general, right, don't look at it for the money, look at it for the experience that you're going to get, look at it for the relationship that you're trying to build. Even though this account doesn't pay us thousands of dollars a month, she's been a reference for us for accounts that do pay us thousands of dollars a month, right? Don't look at it like, well, I should be, making X amount of money off of this account. Don't ever cheat yourself, but don't ever go into it, just thinking about the money, right? Because you're there to provide them not with just service, but with the best service that you can provide. And
everything's going to come back in the long run, right? Like I always think about the long game. I'm not looking at, really, really quick, short wins. I'm thinking about the longevity, what can happen in the long run. And if I would have went in and tried to renegotiate the price after she had already agreed with it, or if I bumped the price up too fast, we'd have problems, right? We never would have gotten this account. But like I said, like we still have this account to this day, and she's been nothing but great, right? She's given us, referral after referral after referral. She's given us, reference letters and all types of stuff, right? But at the end of the day, like just getting out, taking action, posting flyers. If you don't have time, and this is, think about what gas prices were back in, at that time. They weren't what they are now. They were high then, but they're not as high as they are now. Depending on where you are, you can go out and you can use that method I showed. You can do that on the bus if you want to, right? Or if we got, people have kids and they have jobs and they have other obligations and responsibilities. If you don't have time to go out and get your first set of accounts or get your walkthrough, what I'm offering is real. Like we do have an appointment setting service. I'll put the link down below. Like it legitimately does work. Like it works. And the whole time, like if you're not getting what you paid for, in 30 days, we give your money back, right? It's a fully money back guarantee. There's no possible way that you can lose, right? This is if you don't have time to go out and do things yourself. If you have time to go out or make your own calls or send out your own emails or go out and pass out flyers or whatever, then by all means, go ahead and do that. But, if you're strapped for time, if you're like me and you want to just, I'd rather buy my time back than have to, go spend my time. If you're like that, then go ahead, sign up for the appointment center service, give us 30 days and we will do exactly what I'm telling you that we're going to do, or you get your money back. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Guys, like I say, in the game of business, spectators are only going to watch. Hustlers get into the game so they can win. I'm always dropping jewels. Just make sure you're in position to pick them up. You do that by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Once again, my name is Marcus Crockett. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.